The same old story. The same old lethargic, slow, mundane, lack of effort performance. In a big game, I'm calling for players like Florian to step up. He didn't step up. I'm calling for Slot to inspire creativity in our attacking play, to give us solidity in our defensive play, and he's unable to do that. He's been unable to do that for the past 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months on a consistent basis. But oh, he won the Premier League after the game against PSG last season, after the Carabao Cup against Newcastle. We have been on a downward spiral. Man United in that first half could have put the game to bed. Bruno Fernandes had that missed chance. And I'll talk about the goal for Sheshko. I'll talk about a couple of refereeing decisions in the video. But we absolutely deserved to lose that game. In the second half, yeah, we put up a fight, but it wasn't enough. We didn't create any clear-cut chances. Our goals came from their mistakes. Absolutely diabolical performance. Diabolical performance, as it's been all season. United 2, Liverpool 0. And what else is there to say? As you can see, they had momentum throughout most of the game. We had momentum in moments, but that was because we had more of the ball, not because we were peppering their goal. As you can see here, we only had one big chance. They had three big chances and they missed a couple. Like, if it wasn't for some bad finishing, better decision making, it could have been 3-4-0 in that first half. And honestly, you're looking at the game and there is nothing good that I can say. There's nothing good I can say. There's absolutely nothing good I can say. That first half performance was absolutely diabolical. Like, everybody in that first half was diabolical. And a player that I want to talk about who has fallen off a cliff recently from last season. How he got a 7.3, I don't understand. 7.3, is generous. It's generous for McAllister. McAllister today, getting bodied, getting outrun, getting dribble passed by Mainu in the midfield. No physicality. That clearance for Mainu's goal, for their third goal. McAllister. McAllister is just not good enough defensively. He's just not good enough of an athlete, of an all-round midfielder for us to keep in our squad. Specifically playing week in, week out. And we need a Lamine Kamara. We need a Chouameni type profile defensive midfielder, type of midfielder who's got athleticism, who can cover ground. We've been linked with Adam Morton. And of course, I'll take Adam Morton, one of the best progressors of a football in the entire league. But even with Wharton, he's not the most athletically proficient midfielder. We need a midfielder who's going to cover ground, who's going to do what Fabinho did for us, who's going to do what the likes of Gerrard, Mascherano, what Henderson, what these kinds of guys did in terms of ground coverage. Because it's all well and good being a good passer of the ball, being able to play neat, cute passes, but if you don't have the legs, you are a liability. Defensively and even offensively, because we only rely on you for passing. You can't carry the ball, and at a club of our level, you have to be multifaceted in all positions. In all positions, you have to be multifaceted. Every single player needs to be good in all positions to a high level. Honestly, if we get a good offer from McAllister, I would replace him with a Lamine Kamara Adam Wharton, I would be doing that. I would definitely be doing that. Camavinga from Real Madrid, I know he hasn't been amazing for Madrid this season, but Camavinga is a very, very good midfielder. He's way more athletic than McAllister, more versatile than McAllister, younger than McAllister. So I think Camavinga, we should also be looking at buying him because he is the type of player we need in a midfield. We need somebody with legs, not just a good passer. But Frimpong as well. Frimpong was really, really poor today. Did not create any chances, did not beat Luke Shaw once. Frimpong was poor. Frimpong was really, really poor. And I'm seeing a lot of people online saying Frimpong needs to be sold and saying, oh, Frimpong was terrible and why did we even sign him? He's not even a wing back. He's not a right back, he's a wing back. And I hear that. And I definitely wouldn't have replaced Trent with Frimpong because you look at what Trent gave to us in terms of his passing, in terms of his creativity, and Frimpong is not that. Frimpong, his best strengths are getting down the line, putting low crosses into the box, getting into dangerous positions around the box, and then creating from there. Frimpong has never been a first phase, second phase fullback. He's never had that ability to play those kinds of passes that you see from a Trent, play those kinds of passes you even see for Tottenham with Pedro Porro. He's not really physical like a Michael Coyote at Brentford, who is somebody that I think we should sign this summer or consider. Or we sign a centre-back that can play right-back, because I just feel like with Frimpong and Bradley, they're too injury-prone, inconsistent, but I do believe that playing Frimpong on the wing does not help him in any way. I truly believe that if you play Frimpong as a right back and you play him as an offensive right back, I think you'll get the best out of him, because look at Hakimi. Hakimi started his career as a wing back for Inter, and look at him now. One of the best players in the world, best right back in the world. And I think Frimpong can get to that level. Obviously, he has to improve physically, but with Frimpong, he's not really a major problem. Obviously, he wasn't good today, and I do believe that he was not good. And I think his performance is an indication on the lack of balance in terms of our team, in terms of the window, in terms of when we sign players. I was saying we signed very good players, but at the same time, for what we need, we didn't fill every position. We had to replace Luis Diaz. We didn't replace him. We had to, we had to get a centre back. We didn't. Frimpong is playing on the wing. It does not make sense. Slot, you have a winger in Chiesa, but you don't want to play him. I'm not saying you have to play Chiesa every minute, every game, but you have an actual winger. Play Frimpong where he's comfortable, at right back, where he doesn't have to cut inside and beat his man. At right back, he can just overlap, make overlapping runs, support the attack, like what Kirkes does, what Robertson's been doing for us. But honestly, really and truly, this performance today, it just goes to show that this season we have been an absolute calamity defensively, and we have had no creativity offensively. And mentality is another thing as well. These players, the mentality is absolutely in the mud. It's in the gutter. We have no mentality whatsoever. Our mentality is absolutely atrocious. We can literally not perform well. Under pressure, we can't perform well when we're losing the game. And these players as well, in terms of going forward, in terms of effort, in terms of pressing, tracking back, there's no desire, there's no effort. I look at McAllister. What are you doing for the clearance for Kobe Mainoo's goal? Robertson for, I think it's Sheshko's goal. Not strong enough. He doesn't compete in the header. Woodman, what are you doing? It's just small things like effort, determination, desire. Where are these things? Where are these things? Honestly speaking, the only two good players for us, this guy right here been our best player this whole season. I don't need to talk about him too much. One of the best midfielders in the Premier League. You know, like top 5 midfielder in the Premier League. Argue with a wall. You know, Jones 6.8 does not do Jones justice. 6.8 does not do Jones justice. Jones was phenomenal. Jones, in terms of covering, in terms of progressing the ball, playing out of pressure, Curtis Jones, he showed why he's our scouser. He showed why we cannot sell him. And honestly, Gakpo was also good today. I think with Gakpo, people will say, oh, he scored a tap in, oh, but Gakpo was threatening, completed the most dribbles. He was actually involved. He linked play well when he was dropping in. He actually looked like our most threatening player, you know. So people who hate on Gakpo, like, I'm not saying he's a Vatskelia, he's a world-class player. We definitely need another winger. We need another player that can compete with him on the wing, or not really on the wing because we have Rio, but we need somebody that can. We need a winger who can play on the left wing and the right wing, because obviously with Rio, he is still young, so I'm not expecting him to play thousands of minutes next season. I'm expecting him to play in the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and the odd Premier League game, you know, because obviously physically he's not really developed yet. So Gakpo will be our backup winger, particularly if we get a Barcola, a Diomande. Gakpo will play more next season, especially because Isak will be our main striker and Ekatike is injured. So Gakpo will occasionally play up front too. So obviously I'm not saying Gakpo is the best player. Like I said, we do need to sign a winger, a left winger that can compete with Gakpo, a left winger that can compete with Gakpo, a left winger that can compete with him, help Rio as well in terms of growing as a player. But Gakpo was good today. He was good. But Florian today, like, I'm looking at Florian in this game and I'm like, you have to do more. Like, he has to do more. Like, I believe so much in this guy. Like, I believe in this guy so much. But at the same time, sometimes he takes too long to make the final action. Or sometimes he tries to be too intricate in certain moments instead of just taking the risk, instead of just playing it forward, maybe playing it a bit quicker. He wants to wait for the perfect moment, being too intricate. Look at somebody like Bruno Fernandes. Whenever he sees an opportunity to play a through pass, he plays it forward. Whenever he sees an opportunity to create a chance without even thinking twice, he plays it. He plays those passes. He takes those risks. Florian needs to take inspiration from somebody like that. Because technically, in terms of dribbling out of tight spaces, technically he is a sensational player, and I have no doubt he will come good for us. Same thing with Isak. I am confident our signings will be good, but with him specifically, I need him to grab these games by the scruff of the neck. I need him to control these kinds of games. But obviously, Slot's system doesn't help. We're too slow. Slot doesn't encourage the players to attack, to penetrate in behind the opposition's defense. Slot, he doesn't encourage our fullbacks, our players to overlap, underlap. Slot, it's very slow, it's very methodical, it's very lethargic. There's not enough attacking intent. Like, look, literally, and what I'm saying is literally true, because look at these, just look at this. Look at this. Look at this. In the first half, look at this. Like, absolutely no attacking intent. We can say, oh, Florian wasn't good, Frimpong wasn't good, but they're not even being given the platform by the manager. 0 big chances, 0 nothing, no threat. And even in the second half, we tried, but second half, fries in the bag, bro. Fries in the bag. Barely did anything in the second half, apart from a couple minutes, maybe 15, 20 minutes after we scored our 2 goals. And that's how it's been this whole season. We haven't had a consistently good, well-structured performance for 90 minutes besides the Galatasaray game. A complete controlled performance in offense and defense. And honestly, I've even given up saying the manager should be sacked, because you can see the way he talks in interviews. He's comfortable. He knows he's staying next season. And I think if we can get our recruitment right this summer, I think definitely we will improve, and we will definitely improve next season. But I'm seeing a lot of bad patterns with this manager, and if they don't change, even if we sign so many players, it's going to be the same problem. And another thing as well, we have to sign players that fit the profile of the football he wants to play. Why are you signing Frimpong to play right wing? Why are you playing Florian Wirtz as a left winger? You know those are not their positions. You know this. So sign players that actually play in their preferred positions that suit your style of play, offensively and defensively. If you can do that, and if you can fix these tactical issues we've had all season, then I can truly believe that we can do big things next season. Because yes, City will be better. Arsenal will obviously strengthen United, but I truly believe that next season, Isak fully fit, Leone, all these players, I truly believe that next season we will be back. But this season has been an absolute hell, absolute travesty of a season, and I just want it to end. And yeah, there's not much else to say, man. Not much else to say.